What's up guys, OrtegaDrives back with another car review video. Today I'm going to be driving the 2016 Chevrolet Silverado High Country. This thing is luxury. So the interior of this car is really nice. It doesn't even feel like a truck, it feels like a luxury SUV inside. The leather seats are probably some of the nicest truck seats I've ever seen, if I could say that. This thing feels like a command center inside. You have a barrage of different types of buttons and knobs, and they do quite a lot. Here are some of the base selections that are in this kind of arrangement, this array of buttons here. It's kind of a throwback to some of the off-road vehicles, but this first one is actually pretty sweet. This one will actually move forward and reverse your pedal. This next button is the burnout button, so you can, no, just kidding, traction control. Then you have a backup light, your parking brake, and this is a pretty sweet little button. This keeps you in the middle of the lane while driving down the highway, so it'll help you bring the vehicle, pretty much take your hands off the wheel, and it'll keep you between the lines. This truck is equipped with vented seats and heated seats and a fan behind there, so you can stay pretty comfortable in this Texas heat. Also, you know, you have all the normal GM stuff that's normally included, you know, HVAC and all that stuff. And it's the wonderful touchscreen that GM puts in all of their vehicles. It still is that same high resolution, nice quick functioning head unit. Also have the awesome gauge cluster here. It's got a ton of analog dials, which I like the analog, as well as your multi touchscreen. Similar to GM stuff, all GM stuff on the newer vehicles, but you have your trip, obviously fuel range, oil life, tire pressure, trans fluid, which is pretty cool. Also have the towing control, which is a nice feature to have already built in, so no need to add a separate towing controller. I think that's on all of the newer GMs, but the wireless charging mat, if your phone is capable to do wireless charging, you literally just set it down and it'll start to charge. You have storage in here. Underneath these you have your two USB ports, you have a cigarette lighter, and a awesome standard 220 plug, so you can literally plug in anything you could possibly have. That's a really nice feature. Also, you have tons of storage here for maps and drinks and anything else you can possibly put in this giant ice bucket. Also have a large collection of maps that you could fit in this, or I don't know, put a plastic liner in it and put ice in it. But you also have additional storage here and two more USB plug-ins also in an auxiliary port, so you could like charge every device you have in this car. Say the interior on this thing is pretty insane. It feels extremely luxury. I love this brown coloring and the white piping that's on it, or more like a cream piping. But there's tons of room in here, and it's really cool is they have actually these embroidered headrests on here that say High Country. Really nice fit and finish on this vehicle. Does not feel like a truck in the least. This thing is just like a presence on the road. OnStar controls, like pretty much every GM vehicle in the last decade has. You know, you have your OnStar button SOS and hands-free calling. You also have a couple dome light map lights here, and some room for some like giant, incredibly wide sunglasses. One thing I absolutely love about this vehicle is all this leather material that they have put on the entire dash. It's one of the most awesome looking dashes I've seen in a truck. And they even have this really cool little lock box, so you could lock it, and it's opens up double-sized. You know, put your shotgun shells or whatever in here, and you're ready to go. So now that we discussed the interior, let's go ahead and see what it drives like. Just a little full disclosure, I'm not the biggest truck guy, but I do like luxurious interiors, and this one has that, so that's pretty cool. This one is very these electric pedals, they're really jumpy. But yeah, this thing is really nice. It feels expensive, and these are expensive. The High Country, I believe, starts around 60,000 and like goes up from there. So I mean, while it does have everything, it's not cheap. I mean, it's a lot of money for a truck. But if your thing is trucks and you want luxury and you don't want it just something to be, you know, moving stuff back and forth, this is probably something you might want to take a look at. It's got the gas V8 in it. So it feels kind of like driving this vehicle is got a softer feel than most trucks that I've driven in the past, especially like past Silverados. You know, they feel like Silverados. It still feels like Silverado. It still feels like a Tahoe or a Suburban. You know, that same chassis. But it's nice. I mean, it's a nice truck. It's definitely torquey. You can definitely feel the torque, and it feels a lot faster than the Cruise I just drove, that's for sure. And that was a 150 horsepower small vehicle. But let's just jump on the highway and kind of see what we can expect. Whoa. Yeah, it's got some power for sure. It definitely feels quick, that's for sure. It's pretty nice, actually. Really nice. Get over here. And it's got a lot of cool safety features on it, like a lot of the new stuff does. It's got lane departure, it's got automatic, or it's got the braking system that detects when you need to brake. It's got the reverse system that when you set it in reverse, basically it'll tell you, like, if you're trying to pull out of a spot in a parking lot, you can see like what comes up from the left or right of you, and it'll tell you which direction they're coming from, which is a really, really nice feature. And I mean, it feels big. I mean, it's a really windy day today. It's a beautiful day here in North Texas, but it is pretty windy, and you can feel the wind on the highway, but that's nothing new to you know, people who drive trucks every day. This thing is big, though. It's pretty tall, and I feel like I'm hovering over everybody that's on the highway. Looking down this hood, though, is pretty menacing. It's a sweet-looking hood. It looks very muscular. And it's got it looks just like powerful. It feels like a manly truck. Not to say that women can't drive this too, but it feels like a masculine truck, sure. So the exterior of this thing is really nice. It's this pretty beautiful brown color, which GM is using in a lot of their vehicles, which I really like the color. And it's accented with chrome accents, chrome mirrors. It's got, I believe, 20-inch chrome wheels. And it's got a bed liner installed on it, and it's a really nice vehicle. Now the engine sounds good. I mean, the way the motor sounds when I push my foot down, you can hear it. It's got a nice rumble to it. You know, it's not loud. The exhaust is not loud or anything, but you can still hear it, and you still feel like you've got a V8. It sounds like a V8 in it, which it better have a V8 for this kind of money in it. So the exhaust on this vehicle sounds pretty nice. You can definitely hear it. It's not quiet, but it's not overly loud at all. It doesn't sound like I have an aftermarket exhaust, but it's there, and it sounds good. It sounds like an LS motor. You know, Chevy's small block that they've been putting in. Anything that has a V8 in it that's built by Chevy is based off of that motor, which I guess now is the LT platform, which there's nothing wrong with that at all. One of the most amazing motors that are currently built right now. And this has it, and I believe it's a 6.0. Like I said before, I think it's a 6.0. I'll verify that again. The braking is really nice on this vehicle. Of course, you're moving like 3 tons of weight, but you know, it's very adequate for this type of truck. I just can't get over how smooth this vehicle rides. Just cruising down the highway. I'm just barely touching the gas, and you know, I could drive this thing for a long way, and especially with the size of tires that are on this vehicle, you would expect it to be you know, a little bit harsher ride, but it's really not. It's very smooth, and I really challenge you guys to kind of, if you're interested in trucks, to go out and take a test drive on one, because they're really nice. And you know, if you're looking for that luxury bit on top of that, you know, the High Country has got everything you could possibly want. One thing this vehicle does not have that I believe is a option, but this one doesn't have, is a sunroof. So you might have, you know, those who want a sunroof may look into that as well. So I just exited the highway, and while I did that, I kind of jerked the wheel a little bit just to kind of test how much body roll in it. and it's pretty planted. I mean, you can feel a slightly body roll just because of the type of vehicle it is. It's not like a sports car, or it's not even like a car in general, but it does have very nice limited amount of roll, especially for as soft as the suspension it is, because we just kind of expect. Well, I should have exited that thing. But the suspension is pretty soft, so you know, you would expect it to really want to get up on its side, but it doesn't. It feels really nice. So finally, I want to thank you guys for watching, taking the time to watch my video. Thanks again to Lynn Smith for letting me drive any of the vehicles that they have on their lot, which is really nice of them. And if you're interested in something like this, you can check them out. Put their website down in the description below. I'm not really affiliated with them or anything, as far as they don't pay me to do these. I think we just kind of, you know, have a deal worked out where they'll let me put their vehicles on my YouTube, and I'll give them a little shout out. So that's kind of how it goes. But really, thank you guys for that. Thank you guys for taking the time. And if you like this video, go ahead and please like and subscribe to it, and I'll come out with plenty or more. I'm going to be doing some custom stuff pretty soon. That's kind of what my primary focus is. But I do have interest in new vehicles and reviewing these also for you guys, especially if you're in the market to buy something like that. I think that's a good tool. Guys, until next time, have a good one.